It's 2200 hours in Banjul. This is GRTS News, broadcasting for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. We begin with our top stories this hour. A close eye on coastal landscapes. The Minister of Petroleum and Energy visits mining and quarry sites along the coastal line to examine the environmental impacts of extractive industries. Diabuguba Tapa embraces a new green future as the Upper River community joins ecological advocates for a massive tree planting exercise rejuvenating the area's biodiversity. And registration drudgery. The sluggish pace in processing a national health insurance card puts inner city residents on edge as families across the metropolis struggle to get registered. In sports, Medinam Falli Football Club trashed Wasserstone Circle FC to clinch the regional 3rd Division championship. And away from home, civilians rushed to flee Ukraine's southern port city as its forces move to retake Kherson. Elsewhere around the world, the deadly Mogadishu hotel siege ends with 21 people dead and over 100 injured after a fierce attack by Al-Shabaab fighters that lasted 30 hours. Well, details of these and other stories coming ahead in this edition of the news at 2200 hours. I am Fatoumata Cham. Many thanks for joining us. Well, it's great to have you here with us. We begin with the Minister of Petroleum and Energy, who joined his team of experts on Saturday for a site visit to mining and quarry sites along the coastal belt within the Greater Banjul area to assess the environmental impact of extractive industries. Usman Mane picks up the rest of that story.
Brufut was the first site visited by the Petroleum and Energy Minister and delegation. The exercise is informed following an assessment by the Environment Technical Working Group visit to mining sites in Brufut, Batokungu, Tujereng, and Sanyang. Gaj and Jinkon mining companies are the current operators in these sites where sand and natural minerals are being extracted. Discussing the rehabilitation process of the quarry in Brufut, officials of Gaj reported that $1.5 million is agreed towards the project and 50% is already available for the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management for maintenance, since they are the affected custodian under the supervision of Geology Department and NEA. Here is where we have the much talked about black sand mineral that is being mined in this country by the former government through the Carnegie Mineral Company. Now it is occupied by Gaj Company. It is among the 3 sites that is being mined by the Gaj Company in Brufut, Sanyang, and Tujereng. As you can see, there is where it is extracted from the white sand to be deposited here for exportation. One of the key issues that stood out, how much quantity is being mined from this site. This site has a history of discrepancy in revenue collection, especially on minerals extracted according to audited reports. Gaj, with accredited licensing to mine in Brufut, Batokungu, and Sanyang, is now urged to effect the rehabilitation and management plans for respective sites. One of the crucial revelations in the exercise is that operators are seen to be mining beyond their designated limits, thereby damaging the coastline.
In our opinion, they were going beyond the boundaries, and definitely the access to the sea is impossible. That is very disheartening to us. We said our children will not forgive us for that, because here, if you look at it, you cannot see the sea at all. So that was our concern, and we think that, I think we should just stop. The environmental damage along this coastline is very worrying and disturbing. This is one of the sites that Jinkon Mining Company is extracting sand. Just barely 2 weeks when they were asked to stop mining in this site, they still continue. The mining in this coastline has caused serious environmental damage, encroaching into people's farmland. A worrying situation that the authorities are out to assess and make a stop to this exercise.
We saw what is happening in Batakunku with Kaj, different from the sand mining that is taking place in Batakunku. There we saw the massive damage that the sand mining for building construction has had in the environment. And also we went to Tujareng. Similar massive damage of concern both to the government and the community was expressed, and we have issued prior to my visit a stop notice to the company to stop all operations until they comply with the environmental issues.
Minister Job reacts to some of the issues emerging and highlighted solutions going forward.
The issuance of mining permits or quarrying permits or quarrying licenses are currently being reviewed, with a view to making sure that you make responsible decisions. Because the TDA, which is under the Tourism Development Board and the Ministry of Tourism, they are concerned about these activities because there is a degradation.
Advisor to the Petroleum Minister, Momodou Sarr, explained the procedure for acquiring mining licenses and management plans for operators. He expressed his disappointment towards unfolding events.
It's really bad, and I didn't expect it because for me it was a shock to see certain sites, the damage that is caused. And it's very expensive to fix it. I mean, we say rehabilitation. I'm a geologist, also and an environmentalist, and I know it's very expensive to fix damaged sites. In fact, sometimes you can't even fix it. You have to change it into something. Like what we propose in some mining sites is to plant more trees, and so you have more birds coming there to lay eggs.
The talk continues in coming days. Usman Mane, GRTS.
Now, prominent personalities and professionals in different domains have been handed distinguished awards by the Netherlands-based Voice African News magazine in recognition of their service to humanity and communities. The awards ceremony held at the Sir Dawda Kairaba International Conference Center on Saturday was attended by top politicians, entrepreneurs and activists in the Gambia and around the world nominated for the awards. GRTS's Ibrahima Jallo has more details.
It was a spectacular awards night in gala reception for the awardees. It is an annual event organized by the Voice African News magazine, based in the Netherlands, and Banjul was the host this year. The founder and editor-in-chief of the magazine said the magazine was established with a view to amplify the voice of Africans and the African continent.
We have developed the magazine to become not just to publish news, but to help to bring good and clear attention to Africa and to let the world understand that Africa is not a dumping site and we are not lazy people. We are hard working people when we are giving equal opportunities like any other human being.
The awards, he said, is an initiative to honor Africans and friends of Africa for their contribution to humanity and the development of communities in their respective countries.
We do not only recognize Africa, but we recognize the friends of Africa. As you look in this hall, you will see some that look a little bit different from us, but they are Africans. They love Africa. We are adopting them as Africans, and because of that, we can also celebrate them. So this award has become for Africans and friends of Africa.
Prominent politicians, including the leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress, Mama Kandeh, and Halifa Sallah of the People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism, were among the list of awardees.
This is a form of motivation and motivating everyone. And I promise you that I will do my best to earn the respect of every Gambian.
We are here to celebrate not an individual achievement, but the byproduct of our social existence as a people. No human being on this earth had ever risen to greatness without being carried on the soldiers of the mass of the people.
Business executives, including Gambia's Abubakar Jawara of Gaj Global and Abdul Aziz Ahmad from Dubai, amongst others, were also awarded. Top Senegalese musician Titi set the stage to an audible ambience, ending the event in Banjul. Ibrahima Diallo, GRTS News.
Now to health matters, because COVID-19 is back in the news as officials launch a new campaign to end vaccine hesitancy and increase the national vaccination uptake. Public health officials at the expanded program for immunization have partnered with a Canadian health advocacy group to support the country's move to attain WHO target of 70% vaccine coverage. Babu Cham has more details.
The fight against COVID-19 continues, though many have taken the vaccine as a precautionary method against the virus. Many still remain skeptical on the efficacy of the vaccine. Galvanizing efforts at national level to meet the target number of vaccinated people, health officials who have themselves first taken the vaccine did not hesitate to sensitize people on its efficacy in preventing oneself against the disease.
These vaccines are very, very safe. You can see they are never left unmonitored even for a day, and they are monitored twice daily. So this is a device that tells you what had happened in the refrigerators where the vaccines are stored, and then you can see this is a temperature monitoring chart for June. So every month, every week, every day, every afternoon and every morning, these vaccines are monitored. So before these vaccines are given to anybody, we make sure the vaccines are very, very safe and also very, very efficient for anybody to take.
As custodians of medical and all-related products, the storage and safekeeping of the vaccine is also vital to maintain its potency.
This is where they are stored, and this is not just an ordinary refrigerator. These are refrigerators specifically designed for the storage of vaccines, and they're also connected to solar so that we wouldn't have power issues. So they're constantly under the right temperature between +2 to +8, and under no circumstances that you take them out of that temperature unmonitored. Because they need to be in a cold environment that is between +2 to +8. These are ice packs. Yes. So this is what we take and then put it in the. But this is specifically for the Pfizer vaccine, and then you put the ice packs inside the cold box. COVID-19 vaccine. Put it here, plus a temperature monitoring chart, plus the fridge tag. This is what the device you use to monitor the temperature of the vaccine. Put it here and close it.
The government, in collaboration with stakeholders and regional authorities, is also committed in their resolve to strengthen up efforts as far as health service delivery is concerned, to keep the country at bay from any pandemic diseases.
Over 200 people have been trained on the front line. These are the people who are doing surveillance and others looking for, they are the police officers for diseases. They go and look for disease and they go and report. And now they've gone to another level again. That's the intermediate course. And the intermediate is cohort 1. These are the first people who have started the intermediate here. And I think they may have one key message. We need support for FETP. WHO, they want FETP to continue. The Ministry of Health, they want the support and the enabling environment for the partners to come and support the FETP program.
For GRTS News, I am Babu Cham reporting.
Now, Helping Charity is an NGO operating in the North Bank region and beyond, and they've recently donated bags of rice to 350 students and families across the region. The food aid, according to officials, forms part of the NGO's resolve to provide conducive learning environments for children under their sponsorship program. The food aid is also aimed at supporting beneficiary families during the cropping season. Our correspondent in the North Bank region, is Famara Kanyi, and he picks up the rest of that story.
Leneen lu ñoo wax tamit mooy li tubaab yi de wax early child marriage xale bu nga xam ne mu ngi tollu ci jànga.
Early marriage is harmful. It is a violation of human rights. Let's allow and support our children to complete their basic education. Words from Sajo Sar, National Coordinator of the Helping Charity, addressing families and students at the annual rice distribution exercise in FAS, organized and supported by his NGO.
Ci grade 8 la tollu amut fukki at ak juroom ñetta.
The Helping Charity has been operating across the North Bank region for almost 2 decades, intervening in critical areas such as education, healthcare, and promoting local development initiatives.
This thing has been here for the past 15 years, the rice.
Babukar Nyang is a board member of the NGO. In an interview, he disclosed the rationale behind the annual food aid.
This rice distribution as a component of our education is very important to us as a charity and us as the board. We ensure also that this is a continuity, and then this is why we also like to partner with other entities like the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education to do this exercise. The early marriage issue, which is an issue that we are observing, it's happening to our children who we are sponsoring, and then it's a great concern, so it's important for us also to discuss about this issue to these parents so that they know that there is already an existing law that prohibits it. Not only that, but also the challenges it possesses on these children when they get married early.
350 students and their parents were each giving bags of rice to help them pass some difficult times in this cropping season.
We are also open to partnership with any other entity, NGO, who are bigger than us and things that they could complement our efforts in working to ensure that children who we are supporting in education have their fulfill, because this is an individual sponsor.
Karamo Manjang is the sponsorship coordinator of the NGO. He described the donated rice as a relief package intended to improve the lives and living conditions of beneficiaries across the region.
The people of North Bank region, please make best use of the sponsor, as the children are the most beneficiary of this sponsorship. Also, it is not easy to try to do the job without the cooperation of the parents. So we'll definitely urge the parents to help us so that this work can be done successfully without any problem going on.
Officials of the Helping Charity also used the platform to thank their partners, such as the Basic and Secondary Education Ministry and the Health Ministry, for their continued support and collaboration. For the news, I am Famara Kanyi.
Leneen lu ñoo wax tamit mooy li tubaab yi de
exercise within the streets of Diabuguba Tapa in Sunday district. The initiative is a leading effort to protect the environment from natural disasters and effects of climate change. Our Upper River region correspondent is Seidu Kamara, and he attended the initiative and filed in this report.
Diabuguba Tapa team Go Green for Sustainable Development and the Village Development Committee setting the scene for a rich natural environment in the Upper River region settlement, with a massive tree planting exercise to augment the area's biodiversity. According to the coordinator of the association, Bahore Drame, the primary objective of the initiative is to plant trees to protect the environment from natural disasters such as windstorm, soil erosion, and other related disasters.
We Team Go Green, we don't only come and plant trees and go, we make sure they survive. And if you look at them, our survival rate is about 90% plus. That is amazing. We are very much pleased about that. And as you know, we plant with different. We plant trees with different. We make sure we protected it with tree guards, and then we take care of them during the dry season. We water them. That's why we have this huge survival rate. So definitely we are very pleased to the entire community.
Diaspora Executive Member Umar MCC commended Team Go Green for its unwavering commitment to climate adaptation. For the past 2 years, the organization planted over 300 trees in the outskirts of the community and registered 90% survival rate.
So we do planting trees in many places. So like last 3 years we do outside of the village. Now this time we do inside the village. So we would like to tell all our members, Diabu people, all Sandu, so we're trying to do the same thing in different areas. So the tree, I believe, they will help a lot because we are out of tree in the area. So I believe when we have the trees, so that will get more better for everyone else.
Officials from the Department of Forestry expressed appreciation to Team Go Green and the community for its renewed focus on environmental protection.
Yiri Tutuo is one aspect of it, but
to plant a tree is one thing, and to protect and nurture it is another aspect. Looking at the amount of trees Department of Forestry plant in a year is in millions, but how does all these trees die? And it is not helping the environment. And sometimes all these are born by bushfire. We need to change our attitudes towards the protection of the forest.
Potential areas, ye dung community forestry to womu feneti me alo ite fauna kakila ulo.
A member of the Village Development Committee, Batapa Drame, held the organization for a fruitful eco partnership and pledged the community's commitment to continue working with them.
Team Go Green nanyim programo.
This is the third year since the Team Go Green started this program, and we are very happy about the initiative because the first trees we planted, out of 100, 90 have survived, and last year also all the planted trees survived. That is why when they call us the VDC, we are more than ready to join them to do it in the village.
VDC sateo anan sateo funding goal ibele wakilta kapoko nyinkum sinan sa try ngaki sateo konoti pour dibango sisia sateo kono wala kendi wakilta nyinan koti kemba ki kan sateo.
Team Go Green for Sustainable Development is a leading ecological advocacy group with members in the Upper River region and diaspora, supporting sustainability efforts through multiple initiatives such as tree planting and sensitization to protect the environment from the devastating effects of climate change. These plants were previously planted by the association in the outskirts of the village. A strong commitment to nature has beautifully sustained them as Batapa moves to embrace a new green future. Seydou Camara, reporting for GRTS News from Basse Upper River region.
Hundreds of Gambians are being registered under the new health insurance and birth registration scheme rolled out to ease public access to Medicare. But officials implementing the first phase of the national registrations are facing a raft of challenges, foreshadowed by the sluggish pace in processing the health insurance card. Long queues can be spotted all over the metropolis as health teams cover the greater Banjul area and the west coast, where a low run is pushing many to the edge as households struggle to get registered. Now, earlier, this project's communications officer, Mr. Esa Kamara, spoke to Newsfile about the factors slowing down the process. Here is an excerpt.
That actually is slowing down the whole process. We have laid good plans, though, but as you know, this time around we are registering everybody, like Gambians, as well as residents in the Gambia. So it's unlike the voters registrations. So, and also we are challenged with this internet connectivity. So as you know, internet connectivity is another challenge. This is why people are queuing for so long time and without getting registered. So all those things are challenges that we are actually facing. Yeah.
Well, there's actually a general view that these civil registration processes face difficulties. But how is the digital technology helping to fast track this initiative?
Yeah, actually, they are trying, because we've also consulted like Intersat, who are also helping us with internet connectivity. As we know, the connectivity within the Greater Banjul area, that's the urban centers, is a bit faster compared to the rural areas. So this is why they are also coming to intervene in case we want to go to the provinces, that's the rural areas, so that at least they can help us in remote areas to make the connectivity very fast. But actually, they are working on it to make sure that things goes well.
But wasn't there any initial plan of looking into this before even venturing into using some of these internet connections?
Yes, there are plans, because I can remember some of our officials has gone some part of the combos as well as LRR, like Kiankarantaba, to see the connectivity, how it's going to work. But as you know, sometimes things comes unexpectedly. Sometimes also, like the gadgets, when you connect too many gadgets at the same time, you see sometimes it interferes. So this is why also sometimes the connectivities are slowed down.
Okay, now hopefully we'll surpass this hurdle that we're actually going through. Now, tell us, the National Health Insurance Scheme is indeed a breakthrough venture, fielding the cost of Medicare for citizens. Talk us through why that queue is worth the wait.
Yeah, the health insurance scheme is a very good initiative. As you know, it's the first of its kind to cut down the cost of health expenses. And also to make sure that all the medications that are required are available. But then, nonetheless, as we know, it's the first of its kind. There are issues that are also unfolding, but the authority is working on it. Like once they are established, everything is going to be taken care of, and then the public will also be informed as to how the scheme is going to run.
Okay, the National Health Insurance Scheme registration got off to an intensive start in the Greater Banjul area and the West Coast region, exactly what Aissatou Keita has mentioned. Now, how do you intend to approach the nationwide venture?
Yeah, as you know, we have a schedule, and then the initial schedule is Banjul and then the Combos, some part of Combos. Then from there, we will be going region by region until we reach out to the whole country, because that is our target. We don't want to leave anybody out, but as I said earlier on, we are targeting everybody, that is both Gambians and then residents in the Gambia.
You're watching GRTS News at 2200 hours. We'll take a short break. The news continues in just a moment. Do stay.
COVID-19 ka jegnayo nda a jega ɗataka anone o xuttopuna waga o muc fu ɓaslof o ton refe pour o janga pengu COVID-19 pengu nek a wora to a jega o njiriñ a wagango mucil bo jegkiro jirleeg COVID-19 pengu nek a jega no lopitan ke ndefna saxle fop to mete refna o leng rafid kiran mete refna Gambia ndiki saxle jenga a façon ngata daka pengu o ten ref Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Sinopharm to dena fop cale lenk rek ambiya o ten ref pour de muclong nu jir lek andone ten ref COVID-19 baro lega habong baro jir wala sax te waron ke ref na xene nen Gambia Ministry of Health o ten ref fop anjang apengu nek jege goro de jege o mak ke xottuna we jegna qid xar ba hay fudik ba aret tok la hadi habay fekke bo den ngol fu safu o ten ref ñoke andone ten moji yob amoñu ñof pour te mutlong nu COVID-19 la hadori fu safu waxtu nu terefna surtout o fadangan binof wala o jalandof baro codo lenga bay waxtu fu okoto xona wala o tisoli wala sax bala o ñama la hadi habay fekke bo dangol fu safu wala sax o jang alcohol based hand rub kek fop pour o wago mucc nu COVID-19 waxtu fu terefna imbota a place ke indona habay inake comme atablo ke defna nu pawke wala na cala nake imbota den fu chlorine wala alcohol solution. Ministry of Health te bari mba sabay in muk nu COVID-19 ay kida daxe passé na fop a wenjema pour dem bañ limna anone den jegu COVID-19 nu saxe ken taxu ina fop faf ingenox isa dakinox na ñoxe anone in we ñoxoran fu COVID-19 we atanon xibar nek den def Ministry of Health for the Gambia Country Coordinating Mechanism fundimal ne anone xe inoxa Global Fund we anone den na ñoxora fu AIDS, TB wala malaria o xubug na antenne ka xolna waga o call it 1025.
Welcome back, and over now to some sports, because Walidan Football Club has won of the club by beating Brikama United 4-0 in a post-match penalty shootout. The game ended a moment ago at the Independence Stadium in Bakau, and the final was defeated in a dramatic penalty kick after the 90 minutes had failed to produce a winner, with the two sides settling for a goalless stalemate. We have more details in this report by MS Diallo.
Walidan's appetite for winning trophies continues as the Blue Boys lifted another silverware and stuffed it in their already rich trophy cabin by winning the FF Cup final here at the Independence Stadium after beating Brikama United in a post-match penalty shootout by 4-2 after the game had ended in a goalless stalemate. Both Brikama United and Walidan had a disappointing season in the league, and this was a perfect opportunity for both sides to at least put some smiles on the faces of their fans. After both sides have played a goalless 90 minutes, the tie was forced into a dramatic post-match penalty shootout, and Walidan kept their nerves to win by 4-2, with their goalkeeper, the hero of the day, saving 2 penalties, preventing 2 of the Brikama players from scoring from 12 yards. And Walidan were cool and composed by scoring all 4 of their kicks to win FA Cup trophy and add another piece of silverware to their already rich trophy cabin. And these were the reactions of the 2 coaches after the game, beginning with Brikama United's Modlami Nyasi.
We are playing with serial champions. Walidan is a big team, bigger than Brikama United. Of course, Brikama United is growing. But then, this is football. We came to win. But then you look at the football, we end up drawing. And then, going to 5-6, sometimes people will say it's luck. So I think they deserve to win because they all play a good football. Yeah. I will say we have a bad season. Obviously, starting very good in the first round. And then second round was very woeful. And then, we need to rectify our mistakes and all those what happened in the second round in the FF Cup. But then that's football for you. Sometimes the best team win, sometimes the best team will not win. So I think congratulations to Walidan.
We had a very good preparation. I think we have a better preparation than any other club here. We went to Saudi Arabia. We worked so hard for this. We wanted to win both the league and the FF Cup. But unfortunately, we couldn't get the league. One thing, I've had a lot of criticism. That's fine, it's football. We had a lot of injuries. Players were going up and down, right? Coming in and out. When we regroup, we've already lost the league. I told the players, look, we can't. If we lose the league and the FF Cup, it's a failure, total failure. So we got to win one. At least we've lost the league, then we focus on the FF Cup. And fortunately for us today, we did. And we did it in great style. Like you said, playing this final is not about keeping possession or, counting, the stats. No, all you wanted to do is today's game just to lift the trophy.
The FF Cup final brought to an end the 2021-2022 GFA football season, with Hawks Football Club crowned champions of the league and Walidan lifting the FF Cup final. The 2 teams are now expected to represent the Gambia in continental club football. Mohamed S. Jallo, Jata Sports at the Independence Stadium.
Well, congratulations to Walidan there. And meanwhile, Medina Falli are the new football champions in the Central River after Saturday's 3rd division final saw them beat Stone Circle FC 3-1 in a nail-biting encounter. Modulaman Sane was there and he files in this report.
Football enthusiasts in the Central River region traveled to Bansang to witness the region's most captivating final, capping off an exciting 3rd division championship. The well-attended showdown witnessed a battle between 2 debutants in the competition. Medinam Fallin topped the table in the south of the region, while Stone Circle FC swept off teams that contested in CRR North. This final showpiece presented a stiff encounter, with both teams showing their intention to stand out as regional champions. But it was Medinam Falli which opened the scores through Nyanko Fofana, who tapped in a close-range shot 4 minutes away from halftime. That goal in the 41st minute took the game to another level, with Stone Circle searching for an equalizer, creating multiple chances. An improved Stone Circle showed up after the break to cause more trouble for Medinam Falli, whose defense stood firm before Amadou Sabali extended their lead in a classic note from this corner kick in the 58th minute. Captain Umar Mendy responded for Stone Circle FC in the 65th minute, scoring the only goal the Wasu boys celebrated in the delightful encounter. And just when spectators thought the score sheet was close, Umar Basen fired home this shot, sending fans into wild celebrations. His stunning shot went straight into the net, making it 3-1 in favor of Medinam Fali.
That's what I always tell my players. Every game you must catch it as a finale, because the stage, if you win, you are going to attack another stage. But if you don't win, then that's your finale game. You have to be dropped out. So anytime we will be prepared more and more again.
Our team for quite a long time, and we joined the league, which was very difficult for us. So when we joined it, we pushed it from the starting. I think we won all our games. Only lose one game and draw one. So that shows that we are one of the best teams.
Scores of dignitaries graced the historic final and presided over the award ceremony that saw victors Medinam Fali lifting a giant trophy with a handsome cash prize. Runners of Stone Circle also went home with a consolation prize. As winners, Medinam Fali will now make it to the Triangle Championship, where they will battle it out with winners of other provincial regions. Mudlamin Sani reporting for GRTS Sports from the Central River region.
Another quick break. We'll be back with more news. Just there.
COVID-19 lu am la waaye am na ay sarta yoo xam ne soo ko toppee mun ngaa mucca yaak sa njaboot mooy nga ñakku COVID-19 bii óor na te am na njëriñ mun na laa aar ba doo feebar ñakku COVID-19 bii am na ci bépp health facility ci réewi Gambia ñakku bii kenn du ko fay fi mu nekk nii réew mi am na ñetti façon ngi ñakku muy Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer ak Sinopharm ñoom ñépp benn liggéey la ñoo def mooy aar la ci COVID-19 infection buñ la wàlla bul feebar wala muy laa rey lii mébéti di Gambia Ministry of Health mooy pour ñakku ñépp mag ak ndaw ba ci ñi am fukki at ak ñaar jëm kaw raxasam loxo bem set ni mu waree ak saabu mooy xeex bi gën a yomba gën a gaaw ci muslu ci COVID-19 di raxasu ak saabu waxtu bu nekk surtout soo eggee sa kër wala sa bérébi liggéeykaay bul jox kenn loxo saa yoo saxatee wala nga tisooli ak it balaa ngaa sax ñam raxasul ba set ak ndox ak saabu wala nga jëfandikoo alcohol based hand rub lii yépp pour muslu ci COVID-19 la te ñuy fompa waxtu bu nekk rek béréb yii ñoo teg loxo niki suñ taabuli waañ yi wala taabuli liggéeyukaay yi di ko fompee ak chlorine wala alcohol solution. Ministry of Health ne buñ naagu mukk ci COVID-19 depuis ñaari at ci gannaaw jéem nañ bu baax ba wàññi lim bu takku bii amoon ci COVID-19 li lee tax dañ war a booloo ànd xeex COVID-19 ndax nag kenn muccut nañ leen xeex ba ñépp mucca xibaar bi ñi leen ko doon indil di waa Ministry of Health ak di Gambia Country Coordinating Mechanism ak ndimbal bu bàyyeekoo ci Global Fund ñii di xeex AIDS TB ak malaria pour xam ci lu gën a leer mun ngeen a call 1025.
You are watching us live from Banjul. I am Fatoumata Cham, and before we go, a quick look at our top stories this hour. A close eye on coastal landscapes. The Minister of Petroleum and Energy visits mining and quarry sites along the coastal belts to examine environmental impacts of extractive industries. Diabugu Batapa is embracing a new green future as the Upper River Region community joins ecological advocates for a massive tree planting exercise to revive the area's biodiversity. And registration drudgery, the sluggish pace in processing a national health insurance card is putting inner city residents on edge as families across the metropolis struggle to get registered. In sports, Medinam Fali Football Club trashed Wasu Stone Circle FC 3-1 to clinch the regional 3rd Division championship. And away from home, civilians are rushing to flee Ukraine's southern port city as its forces move to retake Kherson. Elsewhere around the world, the deadly Mogadishu hotel siege ended with 21 people dead and over 100 injured after a fierce attack by Al-Shabaab fighters that lasted 30 hours. Well, that was all we had time for in this edition of the news. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our program. Extra Touch with Sayyidina Aliu is next. Do stay.